Hey everyone, Charting Man Dan from ChartGuys.com. You know, behind every single video that we put out every single day, there's a wonderful community of traders that we want to invite you to be a part of. Try the free 7-day trial and gain access to our live market broadcasts every morning and afternoon, interact with hundreds of like-minded traders, or take part in one of our dedicated chat rooms, each led by an analyst that's there to answer your questions in real time. Our trial is risk-free with absolutely no commitment or credit card required to experience the TCG community. For those looking for a head start in technical analysis, check out our entries and exits course in the link below in the description. Get up to speed with the fundamentals of TCG technical analysis and experience over 5 hours of great community-driven trading education. Looking at Twitter GoPro X CHK daily weekly time frame, so the Twitter bulls did see some decent follow through, especially considering the market not really seeing much strength on Friday and seeing an end of the day sell-off. We confirmed the bullish reversal hammer. We back tested and held these moving average supports. So these moving average supports were our target, and so far they're holding. Right now, if you are in a bullish position and you're in a shorter term bullish position, you can be using these moving averages as your guide. You can say if we close below the 200-day moving average of 1743, you will exit your position. And that would indicate that we have not established a higher low and that further downside is coming. So as of right now, resistance is 1807 followed by 1823. The bulls have their supports at these moving averages and a higher low back on Thursday and Friday. And from here on the weekly time frame, we're looking to see if the bulls, which they currently are, they're back testing and holding the 50-week moving average support, and they're trying to see a move back up towards the recent highs. So the recent high of this week was up at 1901, and then we're looking at 1979. A lot of work on the daily time frame to get to those levels. Bulls, in order to see some confidence, would likely want to see some increasing bull volume and some follow through back up towards that 1900 or that $19 level. But as of right now, so far so good, holding these moving average supports. And whenever you see multiple moving averages lining up in the same area, that strengthens that support, and you can anticipate it will be easier for the bulls to hold. So checking in on GoPro on the daily time frame, we had a bear break on GoPro, which was an inside bar on Thursday. The bear break on Friday occurred when we broke that low of the inside bar from Thursday. And here we set lower lows. So $8.09, $8, and $7.75 are the next three supports that we're looking at. Continuing to reject from the 50-day moving average resistance, continuing to reject from the weekly middle Bollinger Band resistance, and as long as those levels stay as resistance, the bears stay in complete control of this trend on both the daily and the weekly time frame. So that's where we currently find ourselves on GoPro. We're looking down at support levels. If you are a bear, you can exit if the 50-day moving average or the weekly middle Bollinger Band becomes support, depending on how much wiggle room you want to give it. But that is what we are watching in terms of keeping the bears in control. X on the daily time frame continues to reject from the upper Bollinger Band resistance. This now makes the 6th day in a row we have been unable to close above that level after testing it. That being said, the bulls continue with their higher lows and higher highs. We did close down near the low of the day on Friday, so the bears have some momentum. I'm looking at support of 2147. And then the daily middle Bollinger Band will be right around that level as well. So that's the level that the bulls need to hold to keep this little strong higher low pattern over the past couple of weeks intact. If we break 2147, the bears take momentum in the short term, and we'll be looking at this weekly chart to stay in this channel, as we did just reject from this 200-week moving average resistance, again, keeping in this channel. So 1988 support, 2306 resistance, and if we lose that higher low on the daily, we know it's going to be a while longer that we are in this channel on the weekly time frame. CHK inside bar on Friday heading into this next week. 491 support followed by 505 resistance, and we're still in a lower high longer term daily pattern. We have to keep that in mind. Anticipating oil to set a lower high on the daily time frame in the near term future because the bulls have been extended to the upside now for about 6 days in a row. So keeping a close eye on those natural gas and oil commodities, as they do have a very significant impact here on CHK. And from here, in order for the bulls to turn things around on CHK, they're going to have to see a higher low on a bit of consolidation and then a higher high to try and change this trend. So the weekly time frame for CHK, rejecting from exponential resistance, bulls not proving anything on a longer term standpoint as long as those exponential moving averages stay resistance, and we will have to see them become support just as step number 1 for an attempt at a trend change. That won't even be close to really doing it, but that will just be the first signal before we even start to pay attention to a weekly trend change. So lots of work for the CHK bulls to turn things around, and we'll see how this all plays out this coming week. I appreciate you watching. Have a good holiday, and keep in mind that these weekly expirations on these options are going to have more significant time decay as we are only trading 3.5 days this week.